Welcome everyone to Smackdown. I am your host and commentator Nick. We are here live in Portland, Oregon. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're here enjoying the live chat. How are you doing? We got a stacked show for you tonight, folks. We got a full night of action here on the Blue Brand. Tonight, a number one contenders tag team match. The New Day take on Heavy Machinery. The winners become the number one contenders for the glorious show-off SmackDown tag team titles at Vengeance. Which team will become number one contenders? Also, in tonight's main event, the SmackDown Women's Championship is on the line. Charlotte Flair has cashed in her rematch clause for later on tonight. The SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks defends against Charlotte Flair, who takes home the SmackDown Women's title, who takes home the gold later tonight. But to kick off the show, we are starting off tonight with the number one contenders match. The Miz takes on former best friend John Morrison. The winner will receive a future Intercontinental Championship matchup with the Intercontinental Champion Aleister Black at Vengeance, who will become number one contender for the Intercontinental title. We'll find out up next. Folks, it's time for some singles competition. It's time to see The Miz here in action live on SmackDown here in Portland, Oregon. It's time to see who becomes number one contender for Aleister Black's Intercontinental Championship. And I'd like to take you guys back to Backlash when Aleister Black had to defend the Intercontinental Championship against both The Miz and John Morrison. Aleister Black would come back in after being down, would sneak in and hit both The Miz and John Morrison with black masses and would pin Morrison to become victorious. And Miz felt that last week he attacked Morrison from behind on top of the stage after Morrison and Black seemingly were about to go at it for the Intercontinental title. But The Miz feels like he deserves an Intercontinental Championship matchup. So tonight we're here to settle the score and find out once and for all who is the rightful number one contender for Vengeance for Aleister Black. And I'm sure Aleister Black is up for the challenge. I'm sure Aleister Black doesn't really care which one it is, but I know The Miz and John Morrison are about to renew their rivalry and renew their feud and go up one-on-one once again. These two at one point were best friends, and now they have turned into bitter enemies. These two are about to go to war. It's time to see the other challenger in this matchup, John Morrison. John Morrison, ladies and gentlemen, is here. And he's going up against his former best friend, The Miz. John Morrison looks fired up. John Morrison is ready for a fight. Morrison, of course, will be looking for some redemption after being assaulted last week by The Miz on top of the stage. And remember, The Miz delivered a devastating skull-crushing finale to John Morrison on top of the stage, on the floor. And that had to hurt John Morrison. And last week, before The Miz did that, Morrison was amped up. Morrison was fired up. He wanted to have an Intercontinental title shot by himself without The Miz involved against Aleister Black. And Aleister Black has made it clear that he's ready to fight anywhere, anytime, and any place. And John Morrison, of course, is happy about that. But Morrison was stopped dead in his tracks by The Miz. We're getting into a little bit of a power struggle between these two. And both of them feel like they themselves are both number one contender. They both got the chance at Backlash, but the true question is, which one of these two on their own deserves to be number one contender? And the bell sounds off, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. And once again, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me here tonight in Portland, Oregon, as we open the show with Miz and Morrison. Huge number one contenders match. High stakes up in this matchup. No man can afford the loss in this one. This one is about winning. Of course, all matches are about winning, but this match is especially important, especially when there's a title shot involved. And Morrison and his former friends, but now bitter enemies, going at it. And if you're in the live chat, thank you for joining me here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure you hit the like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and make sure you know if you're in the live chat right now, who do you got for this match? Who do you think will win? Do you got Miz or do you got John Morrison? Are you Team Miz or Team Morrison? And what do you think Aleister Black thinks of these two in this matchup? I know Aleister Black has got to be watching very closely to see who he'll have to defend the IC title against eventually at Vengeance. And now the Miz, oh, a huge big boot. Miz taking down Morrison. Miz trying to build momentum early on. Miz, of course, a veteran in WWE, has done a lot, has pretty much done all there is to do. Tag Team Champion, Intercontinental Champion, US Champion, WWE Champion, Money in the Bank winner. Man has done it all, man. He's pretty much done all there is to do in WWE, but he does want to become champion again. He wants to become Intercontinental Champion. And it's funny how I brought up one of Miz's accolades being Tag Team Champion. He was actually a Tag Team Champion with John Morrison, the very man he's facing here tonight, right now, standing across from him in the ring. And Morrison with a huge enziguri kick. Morrison taking Miz down. Morrison, of course, looking to get another shot and try and become Intercontinental Champion as well. That's the big goal of this matchup, folks. And now Morrison grabs Miz in a huge takedown, drops Miz back first right on the mat. We're here to see it. Now Morrison working on the leg of the Miz. Morrison, of course, is also a former Tag Team Champion and Intercontinental Champion. And when Morrison first became Morrison, after he transformed from Johnny Nitro to John Morrison, he became ECW Champion as well. So Morrison has a couple good accolades in himself, in his own rights. And maybe that'll help him too. And basically very important that these two challengers aren't just any ordinary challengers, ladies and gentlemen. These two have been in the game for a long time. They've both won the Intercontinental Championship, and they both are at the top of the Smackdown mid-card division. And tonight we just see who the better man is, and who the better number one contender is. And who do you guys think that is? The Miz now looking to work on Morrison. Miz, of course, has that don't give a crap attitude when it comes to his relationship with the fans, and a huge reality check right to John Morrison. Miz with the huge reality check, now going for the cover. Can Morrison kick out? And yes, Morrison able to get the shoulder up. But yeah, Miz definitely doesn't care what the audience thinks of him. He's going to do what he's going to do, and that's that. And of course he has Maryse, his lovely wife, with him in his corner here tonight. Maryse, of course, cheering Miz on. And Maryse, of course, one of Miz's biggest supporters, if not the biggest supporter of the Miz. And now Morrison looking to get back in the match. Morrison with a combo of strikes. And it's absolutely crazy, ladies and gentlemen, the journey these two have been, not only in themselves for their own careers, but them involving each other. Just a crazy career path. And Morrison tripping Miz's throat right over the rope. Now Morrison looking to take advantage and gain momentum in this matchup. John Morrison trying to become number one contender, and so is the Miz. And Morrison with some strikes. Once again stunning Miz. Once again, pop right to the jaw. Stunning Miz once again over the rope. And now Miz, gets his throat trapped on the rope once again by Morrison. Morrison looking to go high risk here, potentially going to the top rope. Could Morrison be thinking here? Morrison's fired up. He wants the Miz to get up. Morrison jumps off. Oh, but Miz caught him. Miz catches him with a huge power bomb. And a nice move by the A-list celebrity, as Miz likes to call himself. I mean, he has starred in some decent movies. I mean, I never saw The Marine that the Miz was in, but I heard some people say the Miz ruined the Marine franchise. I don't know if that's true, ladies and gentlemen. What do you guys think about that? Now the Miz got Morrison locked in an abdominal stretch, stretching the midsection and arm of John Morrison. The Prince of Parkour is in trouble right now, able to get out of it and flip Miz over, countering. Morrison lucky to get out of that, because the human body is not supposed to be stretched like that, ladies and gentlemen. Morrison now gets the Miz back up. Morrison with a little uppercut right to the face, kick to the gut. Morrison with a huge DDT right to the Miz. Morrison gets Miz back up. John Morrison. Oh, he drops him. And a huge neck breaker drops him down. We're on the mat. Now Maryse sticking her nose in Morrison's business. Maryse trying to distract. And that's what the Miz loves to do. He loves to use his wife in horrible situations that someone wouldn't put their wife in. But I guess Maryse is alright with it because she's still with him. And a huge running neck breaker drops Morrison. But that's what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. Miz does not care about the WWE Universe. He doesn't care what I think. He doesn't care what you think. He doesn't care what any of us think. He's just going to try and win, and he'll do it any way possible. Now Miz with a little DDT. Drops Morrison face first on the mat. And now setting up, looking for a skull-crushing finale. But can he hit it? Can he hit it? Looking to get it. Oh, but Morrison counters. Kick right to the back of the leg. And now Morrison, and just a huge final cut. Dropping the Miz. And now Miz has to roll outside. Rolls to the outside to catch a breather. Morrison now looking to jump. Looking to jump off the apron. Oh, and Miz lucky to dodge it. And Morrison dropped face first and stomach first right on the concrete ground. And now the Miz looking to take advantage. Back into the ring and a huge big boot. Dropping Morrison once again. And now Miz, looking for a punch, but Morrison counters. The back and forth action, and now corkscrew neck breaker. Dropping the Miz right on the mat. Can Morrison capitalize on it? Now Morrison got the Miz and a huge Spanish fly. Spanish fly to the Miz. Morrison going for the cover. Is he the #1 contender? Can he get the win? And Miz kicks out. Miz able to get the shoulder up after the Spanish fly. Props to the Miz for kicking out of a major maneuver. Morrison looking possibly to connect with it again. Can he hit it? Morrison going for it once again. But Miz counters this time. Miz, pop right to the jaw. Miz looking to take advantage. Miz once again got Morrison stunned. And a huge little DDT right on the mat, face first. Morrison's face bouncing right off the mat. Now Miz looking to capitalize. Can Miz get it? Miz now got Morrison. And the huge skull-crushing finale. Skull-crushing finale, the same move Miz used last week when he assaulted Morrison on the stage. And now Miz going for the cover. Do we have a new #1 contender? Did Miz do it? Did Miz do it? No, Morrison kicks out. Back and forth action by Miz and Morrison, ladies and gentlemen. What a match so far. Miz and Morrison, I told you guys they were going to go to war. And now Miz with a punch right to the face. Miz and Morrison now just staring each other down, punching each other in the face. This crowd is eating this up right here in Portland. Miz and Morrison with strikes. Miz and Morrison going back and forth. Former best friends now turned bitter enemies. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen. And now Morrison with the string momentum drops him with a kick. And now Morrison is fired up. John Morrison is fired up. Oh, now Morrison with a clothesline. And another clothesline. Now Morrison off the rope and drops Miz with another kick. Goodness gracious, Morrison is fired up. Morrison getting the Miz up. Morrison, Irish whip right into the corner. Morrison, now getting the Miz, looking to prop him on the top rope. Miz is in trouble right now. Miz could be in deep, deep trouble right now. Morrison now going to the top rope with the Miz. And now Morrison going to the top. And oh my gosh, holy crap! An avalanche Spanish fly from the top rope. An extended Spanish fly from the top rope, dropping Miz. Goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Miz has got to be hurt. Miz is down. And now Morrison circling around his opponent. Circling around. Now this crowd eating up this matchup. Eating it up. And now wait a minute. Maurice now looking, turning, going to the referee. What is this? And now Maurice distracting the ref. What is going on here? Morrison is seeing this. Miz is seeing this. And now Morrison looking to capitalize. But the ref isn't looking at the action now. The referee is distracted by Maurice. And now Miz with a huge running neck breaker. And now, wait, where's Miz going? Miz now, wait, oh no, Miz taking off the turnbuckle, exposing the turnbuckle. Miz has exposed the turnbuckle and the ref still isn't looking. Maurice has got him distracted. Morrison looking to jump and close. Oh, now bounces face first, right off the exposed turnbuckle. What the hell, no. And now skull-crushing finale. Miz capitalizing off of his wife, distracting the referee. Come on, this piece of crap, not this way. Not this way. Come on, Miz, not this way. Not this cheap. Not in this cheap way. Miz now goes for the cover. The ref never saw it. And now Miz wins. Miz is victorious. Goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen, not this way. Why, Miz, why? Using the exposed turnbuckle. John Morrison had this match won, some would say. And then the Miz using his wife once again as a distraction, and then exposing the turnbuckle. This is just not right, folks. This is not right. Morrison has been screwed. Morrison has been screwed by The Miz. All because Maurice would distract the referee. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, this is just not right, man. I feel bad for John Morrison, but the ref never saw it, man. That's the part that sucks about this. The ref never saw it, and Morrison just bounced right off skull first, right off that exposed turnbuckle, and then right into a skull-crushing finale. Miz is victorious, ladies and gentlemen. It sucks to say this, but he is going to vengeance, and he will be facing Aleister Black. Aleister Black, I'm sure, is watching right now, because he has his opponent for vengeance. Aleister Black will defend the Intercontinental Championship against The Miz at Vengeance. Miz is victorious here tonight, folks. Oh my goodness, he's victorious. This is crazy. Could we possibly see a brand new Intercontinental Champion come Vengeance, man? That's the question that pops into my head. Miz and Black will meet at Vengeance, but just the way Miz has done it, it's just left me flabbergasted, ladies and gentlemen. Some interesting words from the Tribal Chief, but it's time to see the Beast incarnate. The Beast, Brock Lesnar, is back. Last week in the main event, we saw Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman tear each other apart and go to war. And after the match, we would see Bobby Lashley be victorious, and Brock Lesnar, the Beast, return last week and would stare down Bobby Lashley, the Almighty. The Beast and the Almighty stared down each other for the first time. They were both in the same ring in WWE for the first time ever last week in the closing moments of Smackdown. And Brock Lesnar is back, ladies and gentlemen, and we learned over the last couple of weeks, we learned that after Brock Lesnar returned to Smackdown last week, he has officially been a part of the Blue Brand. He is now on Smackdown full time, like fully signed by SmackDown GM Stone Cold Steve Austin. Brock Lesnar is officially a part of the Blue Brand, folks, which means he will be facing competition on the Blue Brand. And looks like his advocate Paul Heyman has something on his mind. He and Paul Heyman are in the ring right now. Man, it's awesome. Really great to see these two back together, ladies and gentlemen, if I must say so myself. He most certainly has, folks. He most certainly has. Just such an impressive list of talent. I mean, look at that list, ladies and gentlemen. This is true, ladies and gentlemen. Their paths just never seem to cross for some odd reason. Oh boy, wait a minute. Speaking of the Almighty, speaking of Bobby Lashley, here he comes now. Bobby Lashley is here with MVP, and they are both walking down towards the ring towards Heyman and Lesnar. My goodness, what a sight to see. Shades of last week when we saw these two finally get into the ring with one another for the first time ever, with no competing involved, just a brutal stare down, just an intense stare down, might I add. And now same thing, MVP and Lashley are here right now, and they are in suits. Just look at those accolades and accomplishments, folks. The Almighty is no joke. Bobby Lashley is a great competitor, and he's done a lot in this business. Lashley hasn't taken his eyes off the Beast at all, and he says, "I'm right here, boy." Believe me, Paul, everyone knows it's impressive. Just straight facts, man, when you're speaking about the Beast Brock Lesnar. You want to talk about impressive careers and accomplishments. Ladies and gentlemen, the Beast Brock Lesnar has done it all. Yes, this is the fight we've always needed. This is the fight we've always wanted to see. Lesnar giving someone else props other than himself, that is shocking and rare, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, Lesnar throwing down the challenge for vengeance. He wants Lashley at vengeance. Lesnar is pleading, practically begging for Lashley to accept this challenge for vengeance. And the Almighty accepts, ladies and gentlemen. It's official. For the first time ever at Vengeance, it'll be the Beast Brock Lesnar versus the Almighty Bobby Lashley. And here they are once again, just like last week, face to face. The Beast face to face with the Almighty. And it's official for Vengeance. Who will win this match at Vengeance? Who will win in this Clash of Titans, folks? What an announcement and turn of events. And now Lashley and MVP not looking to get physical here. And now Lashley letting it known he's ready for Lesnar at Vengeance. And now they're walking away. Lesnar seems to be amped up. Lesnar wants to go right now. Lesnar is fired up. But it's official, ladies and gentlemen. Lashley and Lesnar for the first time ever at Vengeance. I cannot wait for this one. It's going to be a hoss fight. It's going to be a dog fight. It's going to be a grudge match. Whatever way you want to put it is what it's going to be at Vengeance. And wait a minute, that's Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman from behind. Braun Strowman assaulting Lesnar. And now Strowman throwing Paul Heyman outside the ring. Strowman knocks him off the apron. And now turning attention back to the Beast. Strowman assaulting Lesnar from behind. I'm guessing Strowman hasn't forgotten from last week. And now a huge power slam right to the Beast. Braun Strowman from behind, letting off some steam. Braun Strowman is here in Portland, and he's assaulting the Beast in another power slam, dropping Lesnar back first on the mat. My goodness, Strowman is on fire. Strowman has not forgotten about last week when Lesnar hit the Monster Among Men with an F5. Ladies and gentlemen, Strowman has just laid out the Beast, and he's just laid him out in record time. I don't think I've ever seen the Beast manhandled like this before. Braun Strowman has just destroyed Lesnar in a matter of seconds. My goodness, folks, my goodness. The Monster Among Men is fired the hell up. Ladies and gentlemen, we got some cameras backstage, and once again, Buddy Murphy and Rey Mysterio going at it backstage. These two have been beating the hell out of each other for the past couple weeks now, ever since Rey Mysterio eliminated Buddy Murphy from the Battle Royal a couple weeks ago to determine the #1 contender for Backlash for Aleister Black. And now Mysterio and Murphy once again beating the hell out of each other. These two are just making it personal. It gets more and more personal every week, folks. Every week, these two just continuously beat the hell out of each other, like one of them stole something from one another. And to be fair to Buddy Murphy, I get it can be frustrating sometimes when you lose a championship opportunity type match, but I mean, he's been taking it too far as he throws Mysterio right into the wall, right into the concrete brick wall, and now got Mysterio stunned against the wall. And now Mysterio counters. These two are just at each other's throats, just beating the hell out of each other. And now, wait a minute, throws Murphy right into the office, right into the general manager's office. And I believe that's SmackDown general manager Stone Cold's office. And now they've broken in to that office. And Murphy is on his feet now once again, and now turns around. My gosh, folks, just breaking news, just in. These two are going to finally face each other next week. Mysterio and Murphy next week. Murphy and Mysterio will finally get to blow off some steam next week when they face each other for the first time. But coming up next, we're moving on, folks. It's time for some tag team action. It's time for another #1 contenders match, folks. Much more high stakes up in this matchup. We got Heavy Machinery coming out right now. Heavy Machinery is amped up. They recently lost at Backlash for the SmackDown tag titles. They lost to the Dirty Dogs. And they had a great effort, but they just couldn't get the job done. Now tonight, they're looking for another opportunity to get another match at the SmackDown tag titles. It might be a tough challenge as they go up against the New Day, an iconic tag team, a legendary tag team and stable that has been dominating the WWE for years now. Folks, it's now time to, excuse me for one moment, feel the power. I'm ready for the New Day, and I'm sure the WWE Universe is amped up. We got two great and talented tag teams and stables up next, coming up, facing each other for the opportunity to get a shot at the SmackDown tag team titles at Vengeance. You know, the Glorious Show-Offs or the Dirty Dogs, whatever you want to call Ziggler and Rude. They're watching this match closely because they know these two teams are nothing to be, they're not to be taken lightly, is basically my point. The New Day and Heavy Machinery are two very good tag teams at the top of the SmackDown tag division. Last week we saw the New Day defeat Jinder Mahal and Arya Daivari in a rankings match, and a tag team rankings match for the New Day to move up in the rankings here in the SmackDown tag division. And now they have an opportunity when they face Heavy Machinery. The winners get a tag team title opportunity, but it's going to be a tough challenge as these two important and impressive teams go at it, because you can only have one #1 contender. And who will that be? We are about to find out. And the bell sounds off. Here we go. Two competitive tag teams. Two of some of the best tag teams here on SmackDown. Here at the top of the tag team division, the New Day take on the Heavy Machinery. Heavy Machinery, excuse me. Big E and Otis starting in the ring, starting this matchup. Big E already looking like he's on fire. Big E stunning Otis in the corner. These two very big tag teams. And they got Big E. Otis and Tucker are big superstars and big athletes. They may have lost at Backlash, but they still have that determination to get the title shot. They want another shot. They think, and they said they could beat Roode and Ziggler. They just have to apply themselves and just do what they want to do. A really back and forth contest in the early goings of this matchup, and Otis clobbering Big E with strikes right across the head and neck. Otis and Tucker, Big E and Kofi. Who will take home the victory? If you're in the live chat right now, who do you got? Do you got the New Day or Heavy Machinery? Are you Team New Day or Team Heavy Machinery? Who do you think will become #1 contenders? Who will go on to vengeance to challenge the Glorious Show-Offs or the Dirty Dogs, whatever you want to call them, for the SmackDown Tag Team titles? It's going to be interesting to see as Big E with the Irish Whip throws Otis in a huge shoulder tackle, drops Otis, drops the big man right down onto the mat. And of course the New Day, like I said earlier, a very legendary tag team. They've been around for a while now, but it's just in the amount of short time they've been a team, they have done so much. They've already accomplished so much. Some would call them the greatest tag team of all time. I mean, the longest reigning tag champs of all time. And that says something, you know what I'm saying? That says something about the New Day. That's not just any old accomplishment just to list off. The longest reigning tag champs of all time are in this matchup, man. And that veteran presence has to be a factor in this matchup. So we can go over some strengths and weaknesses of these two teams. The New Day, obviously, their longevity could keep them in this matchup. Their accomplishments, them being the longest reigning tag champs, being there and doing that in the past. But Otis and Tucker, they have a special bond with one another. They are practically brothers. They're not exactly brothers, but they have the type of friendship where they just consider themselves brothers, man. They act like brothers. They're friends to each other. They have that team chemistry, and that's also very important in a tag team match like this, especially to the magnitude of this, where the #1 contendership is on the line. Again, both teams, neither team can accept defeat in this one. Huge attributes up in this matchup. Just huge qualifications going on with this match. And Otis now, a huge clothesline taking Kofi Kingston down. Otis now looking. Tucker gets off the rope, and Otis looking to get outside the ring, but Kofi counters. And now Otis gets back in the ring, changes his mind. Now Otis telling Kofi to bring it, and Kofi now taunting right in the face of Otis. And now Otis looking on, staring him dead in the face, and deads him right in the face, punches him right in the face. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Tongue twister right there. And now Tucker is tagged in. And now Tucker putting in the work and punches Kofi right in the side of the head. Goodness gracious. And now tosses Kofi over his shoulders. Throws him overhead right down onto the mat. And a huge headbutt right to the chest of Kofi. And Tucker, of course, has that big man factor. And now Tucker looking to get some momentum going. And now gets Big E and a huge suplex into the ring. Of course, we know both teams are going to be on their A game tonight. But we saw last week as New Day were in the ring competing against Daivari and Mahal, we saw Otis and Tucker just hawking, eyeing the whole match, studying film, studying how the New Day wins matches, studying how the New Day wins. They were just hawking. That's how serious they are about this. Both teams are definitely serious about this, considering there's a tag team title opportunity on the line. But Otis and Tucker, just 1 week, 1 episode of SmackDown after losing their tag team title shot opportunity at Backlash, they were still studying. They still wanted more, and that's just proof that these guys can do it. Either team, it's any team's game in this matchup, as Tucker goes off the rope, and Kofi Kingston drops the big man. Kofi Kingston looking to get back into this matchup. Kofi Kingston, very impressive superstar as well. Of course, we know him as a member of the New Day, but Kofi Kingston has done it all, ladies and gentlemen. Tag Team Champion, Intercontinental Champion, U.S. Champion, WWE Champion after defeating Daniel Bryan a couple of years ago at WrestleMania. And Big E now, the legal man. Otis trying to get fired up, wants Tucker to tag him in. But Big E now, Big E and Tucker going face to face in this matchup, and he drops Tucker back first with the sit-down spine buster. Now Big E is fired up. Big E wants this win, you can tell. Big E wants it bad. Big E is here. We're all here. Once again, thank you for joining me here tonight in Portland. Ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate it. If you're in the live chat, I appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the show thus far. New Day and Heavy Machinery right now. We've also got tonight still to come the main event, Charlotte Flair putting her rematch clause back on as she challenges the new Smackdown Women's Champion Sasha Banks for the title. Heavy Machinery looking to gain some momentum now. Tucker now tagging in Otis, tagging in his tag partner now. Otis stalking Big E, stalking his prey. Big E stunned in the corner now. Otis with a punch right to the face. Otis once again clobbering Big E in the corner, bringing him down to his butt. He's stunned in the corner and now drops Big E back first round to the mat as Kofi Kingston looks on, and as Xavier Woods keeps blowing on the trombone. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I love Xavier Woods, I love the New Day, but that trombone can be very, very annoying sometimes. And a huge belly-to-belly by Otis. Otis looking to gain and keep that momentum flowing. Good flow of things going for Heavy Machinery right now. Otis now got Big E up over Big E, counters with a punch of his own, and now runs and just takes down Otis. Right, drives himself right into Otis's midsection, and now tags in Kofi Kingston. The New Day looking to get on fire right now. They're trying to use the power of positivity, trying to feel the power. And now Kofi looking to gain the momentum that he needs, and a drop kick right to the back drops Otis. Tucker looked like he wanted to get in for a second. Kofi Kingston stuns him, and now Kofi, Irish whip off the ropes, now jumps over Otis twice, and now drops him with a spinning uppercut. Just drops Otis right to the mat, and now a huge Hurricane Rana by Kingston. Kingston on fire right now. Can he keep the momentum going though? And now Kingston with a huge Russian leg sweep takes down Otis. Got a good swing of, passion. And now Kofi off the ropes, and a huge boom drop drops both the legs right over the midsection of Otis. And now Kofi Kingston stalking his prey, looking, trying to get Otis back up, and a huge trouble in paradise. Trouble in paradise right between the eyes. And now Kingston looking to pin Otis, but the referee's distracted by Tucker. Tucker trying to get back in the ring, and Otis able to escape that pinfall as he was near the ropes, and Tucker saving his best pal. Smart strategy right there to distract the referee while he was about to pin. But now Kofi brings Tucker into the ring, and now Otis and Tucker are both in the ring. Tucker now taking Kingston on, a huge suplex drops Kingston, and now going back outside, a quick cheap shot if you will by Tucker to try and give more of a edge to Heavy Machinery right now. Otis looking to capitalize on a huge running STL, drops Kingston back first on the mat. And now Otis looking to set up and get Kingston back to his feet. Oh, and runs and takes down Kingston. And now a huge headbutt to the chest once again. Kofi's chest and midsection taking a good amount of damage in this matchup. And now Otis gets Kingston back up. Otis now with a tilt-a-whirl punch right to the face, knocks Kingston down. And now Otis feeling himself right now, taunting to the crowd. Who do you want to win this match, ladies and gentlemen? Do you want Heavy Machinery or the New Day? I'm really curious to see off the ropes, Otis. Otis just continuously attacking Kingston and now punching the side of the head of Kingston. Really feeling themselves right now, and once again punching him and now smashing his face against the mat. Kingston's taking an unruly amount of punishment by Heavy Machinery right now. Heavy Machinery seems to be in full control. And now Irish whip into the corner. And now Otis stalking his prey. Otis runs, but Kingston realizes, and drops him, kicks him right off. Otis looked like he was going to the top rope there for a second, but Kingston was able to stop him dead in his tracks. And now Kingston, Irish whip back into the ring. Kingston looking to take advantage. Can Kingston take advantage though? And now punched right to the face. Oh, but Otis counters. Otis now grabs him. Oh no, and now running clothesline right into the corner. And now Otis is fired up. Otis is feeling it. Otis ready to do the little dance like a caterpillar. Otis fired up in a huge caterpillar elbow. Caterpillar elbow right to Kofi Kingston. Otis now gets Kofi. Now Irish whips him right into the corner. And now Tucker tagged in. What could they be thinking here? Otis now, right off, drops him. And now off the ropes in a huge compactor. The compactor to Kofi. Kofi is stunned. Now Tucker going for the pin. And now ref counting, but Big E looking to save. Kofi was able to get the shoulder up, but Big E had his back in case. And now Tucker gets Kofi back up in a huge clothesline, but no, Kofi counters, and drops Tucker. Kofi now tags in Big E Langston. Big E back into the match. Big man back in. Big man on big man. And now huge elbow right to the chest of Tucker. And now Big E fired up. Big E looking to take advantage here. Now Big E gets the big man up and a huge power bomb. Goodness gracious. What strength by Big E, man. Big E, man, is slept on. Very underrated performer in WWE. Looking for a power bomb. Oh, but once again, Tucker counters. Big E was looking for a second power bomb, but Tucker was able to counter. Tucker now punches right to the face. And now Tucker warming up, getting on fire here. Oh, and drops right into the Big E, right into the midsection. Tucker, of course, can use that height and strength to his advantage in this matchup. Big E with a kick to the gut. Big E stalking his prey now. But Big E getting Tucker back up. Stunned in the corner. And now Tucker counters. Tucker, runs and a huge stinger splash. A huge splash right into the corner. Runs and Tucker looked like he wanted, but punched right to the side of the face. Looked like he wanted to tag in Otis. And now he does. Otis coming back into this matchup. Otis now looking to take advantage of a stunned Big E. Otis now stares right at him. Oh, Big E. These two teams are just tearing each other apart. That's the thing. They have respect for each other. These two teams respect the hell out of each other, but they're destroying each other right now. And Big E able to knock Tucker right off the apron. Big E looking to capitalize. Now, Big E Irish whip to Otis right into the corner. Now going towards Kofi. And now stomping Otis right down into the corner. Big E looking to get on fire. Big E on fire right now. Big E now dragging Otis's body. Big E now goes off the ropes and a huge splash right off. Right, flopping right down. Dropping all that weight onto Otis. And now punching Tucker, but Tucker counters. And now Big E is stunned from that punch from Tucker. Big E staggering a little bit. Big E staggering. Kofi looking to gain some momentum. And now Big E spears Tucker right off the apron. And now grabs Otis. And now the Irish whip into the corner. Now Big E tags in Kofi. What could they be thinking here? Big E got Otis up in the huge midnight hour. Midnight hour to Otis. And now Kofi goes for a pin before Tucker can get back up. The referee counts. And yes, the New Day are victorious here tonight. The New Day win. The New Day have won, folks. My goodness. What a competitive matchup, folks. We just saw Heavy Machinery and New Day. Two teams that respect the hell out of each other. They respect each other. Beat the ever-living hell out of each other. But the New Day felt the power of positivity, I guess, and were able to come out on top and defeat Tucker and Otis. Heavy Machinery. Heavy Machinery did a pretty decent job here, in my opinion. I mean, they studied film. They already got their shot at the tag titles. They have experience. No need to feel ashamed for the loss here tonight. But the New Day did come out on top here tonight, and that's the bottom line. With a huge midnight hour, they were able to put Otis away. New Day are victorious, and now they are going to vengeance. Rude and Ziggler, the Smackdown Tag Champions, are definitely watching very closely. It'll be the New Day challenging for the Smackdown Tag titles, challenging Ziggler and Rude at Vengeance. What a match that should be, folks. I cannot wait to see that one. The power of positivity reigns supreme here tonight. The New Day have won. Man, so much action planned for next week, folks. Just so many different announcements from SmackDown GM Stone Cold Steve Austin. But get ready, because it's now time for your main event for the SmackDown Women's title. The SmackDown Women's title is on the line. Charlotte Flair, this woman right here, is cashing in her rematch clause here right now tonight. Here in the main event of SmackDown. Pretty impressive time frame for this match to be up. A pretty good opportunity for these ladies right here to close SmackDown match-wise. Charlotte Flair lost the SmackDown Women's title at Backlash to Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks said that if she had won at Backlash, which she did, she would not only be the boss, the legit boss, but that she is also the new queen. And it's hard to argue with that, but the queen, Charlotte Flair, is looking pretty intense tonight. She is ready for a fight, and she said last week, after she defeated Carmella in a match, she said that she wanted that title back, and that she wanted the opportunity tonight, and she's looking to get it back. The new champion is here in Portland, Oregon, ladies and gentlemen. The legit boss, Sasha Banks, is here, and she's wasting no time. She's heading right to the ring. She means business right now, ladies and gentlemen. She said what she was going to do, and she got it done at Backlash. She said she was going to beat Charlotte Flair. She did that. The legit boss is here, and she's not playing any games tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's the legit boss versus the Queen, Charlotte Flair, renewing their rivalry once again. This didn't just start last month, folks. This feud has been going on for years, and tonight we finally get a culmination to it. The last straw to this feud. Sasha Banks defends the SmackDown Women's Championship against the Queen, Charlotte Flair. It's gonna be insane. right here in the main event of SmackDown, the land of opportunity. That's what it's all about, folks. It's about the SmackDown Women's Championship. And the bell sounds off. Here we go. It's your main event, ladies and gentlemen. The champion Sasha Banks and the queen Charlotte Flair. It is the last straw. It is the last stage, the last match of these two rivalry that's been brewing for years now. Ever since 2016, ever since the brand extension or the draft in 2016, when Banks and Charlotte were both drafted to Raw, and they had brutal classics over the years and clashes, different match styles. But tonight, it's simply about the SmackDown Women's title. It's simply about that. Who will take home the gold? Who do you got if you're in the live chat right now? Do you got Sasha Banks to retain? Or do you got Charlotte Flair to become the new champion? Are you Team Sasha or Team Charlotte? We'll see who gets the victory, as Sasha now working the ground submissions. Charlotte Flair, though, looking to get out of it. Charlotte Flair and Sasha, both these ladies have great accomplishments in the wrestling business. Both have had pretty good careers in the WWE thus far. Charlotte Flair, of course, daughter of Ric Flair. Sasha Banks, of course, is a relative of Snoop Dogg. So these two definitely are known in the world, both in the wrestling business and outside the professional wrestling business. As Sasha Banks with some strikes, and now grabs Charlotte Flair, props her in the middle rope, and drops double knees right to the sternum, right to the stomach, and just incapacitating the midsection of Charlotte Flair. Charlotte, though, looking to get some momentum going early on, and now Charlotte getting a submission hold locked in. It's applied, but Sasha able to get the rope break, and Charlotte Flair with a knee strike right to the back. But thank you guys for joining me here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy this main event. Could be a very awesome match. Charlotte Flair now locked in, just stretching Sasha Banks. Of course, we heard before this match in the backstage or the general manager office, SmackDown general manager Stone Cold made several matches for next week's episode of SmackDown. He said it's going to be Buddy Murphy taking on Rey Mysterio in a grudge match, and then we'll be seeing Samoa Joe versus Kevin Owens in a number one contenders match to determine the number one contender for Roman Reigns World Heavyweight Championship at Vengeance. And then in the main event, we will see the Beast Brock Lesnar go one-on-one and take on the Monster Among Men Braun Strowman. Such a colossal night of action planned for next week's episode. But of course, we're still here tonight in the main event, Charlotte vs. Sasha. But just to let you guys know, the match card for next week. And then also, we're going to have a very special Miz TV episode. And the Intercontinental Champion Aleister Black was named as the guest by Stone Cold. So, should be an interesting night next week, folks. But, yeah, we're going to get back to this matchup here. Just a little self-promotion right there for next week's episode of SmackDown, of course. But Sasha Banks and Charlotte going back and forth. Of course, it's not going to be easy for either one of these women to win. Both of these women want the SmackDown Women's Championship. That's the most important thing of this matchup right here. And Sasha Banks with a fury of strikes. And now Charlotte Flair with a huge backbreaker. And now bending the back. That's not a good way to bend the human body, folks. My goodness. That looked brutal, folks. That looked brutal. But Charlotte Flair dragging Sasha Banks. And now, smart strategy here. Charlotte Flair, of course, gonna look to work on the legs, which is a smart strategy. Of course, Charlotte Flair's signature maneuver would be the figure 8, and Sasha Banks, of course, has the bank statement. 2 very effective submission holds, 2 finishers that could end the match easy, just like that. So it's going to be interesting to see if one of those moves does it. But Sasha Banks now. Oh, but Charlotte Flair rolls out, counters, and performs a drop toe hold on the Boss. Oh, and a huge drop kick by the Queen. Of course, the Queen learned everything she knows from her old man, Ric Flair. And Ric Flair had a tremendous career as well. I absolutely loved the Nature Boy, seeing the Nature Boy in action in factions like the 4 Horsemen and Evolution. Those were the days, man. Those were the days. Of course, he's retired now, but now he's passed down his knowledge to his daughter, Charlotte Flair. But Sasha Banks is not one to just go down like that without a fight. Sasha Banks has often said that Charlotte is where she is just because of who her dad is, which, I mean, some would probably agree. It's not that hard to argue and see that. But Sasha Banks now locking in a submission hold. Once again, another ground submission. But Charlotte Flair looking to get out of it, and gets out of it with ease. Of course, Charlotte Flair, I mean, I've lost track of the amount of championships Charlotte's won, so she's had a good career. But Sasha Banks has also had some good career accomplishments. Of course, she's held the Raw and Smackdown Women's Championships before, and she's done a lot in this business. Both of these ladies have done good things in this business. It'll be interesting to see if that can help either one of them here tonight. And Sasha Banks now drops Charlotte, oh, and drops down. Stomps right on the chest of Charlotte Flair. Sasha Banks now looking to build some momentum and keep that momentum going, hopefully to retain her SmackDown Women's Championship. And now, Sasha Banks with a kick to the gut. Sasha with a punch right to the face. Now looking. Now Sasha Banks looks, throws Charlotte outside the ring. Sasha Banks now looking to get crazy here. Got the crazy eyes. Sasha Banks looking to go possibly high risk off the ropes in a huge suicide dive, and just pushes, shoves Charlotte Flair right into the barricade back first. Goodness gracious. And now Sasha Banks getting Charlotte back to her feet. Now Banks and Flair battling outside the ring. This is getting dangerous now, and as Flair drives Banks right into the barricade, and once again a second time. And now Flair Irish Whip drives Banks right into the steel steps. Jeez, man, that had to hurt. The midsection just collided right with the steps. For Sasha Banks, that definitely didn't feel good. And now Charlotte Flair looking to drag Sasha Banks' body, trying to get back into the ring so they can beat the 10 count. You wouldn't want to get counted out in a championship matchup like this. You wouldn't want to get counted out in any match, but especially where the title is on the line. And now Charlotte Flair going to the corner, getting fired up here. Wants a piece of Sasha, my bad. And now running in a huge forearm strike right to the mouth. Just pops Sasha right in the jaw. And now dragging Sasha's body, Charlotte Flair looking to take advantage. And now Sasha Banks with a counter and a huge knee strike drops Charlotte. We are in the midst of the final chapter of this historic feud, folks. It finally ends all tonight. And now Sasha Banks with a huge bankrupt. The bankrupt right to Charlotte Flair. And now the referee counting. Can Sasha get it? No. Charlotte Flair able to kick out at 2. And now Sasha Banks trying to get ahead in the offense of this match. And now Sasha Banks looking, setting up. Could she be looking for a bank statement? But no. Charlotte Flair counters. Charlotte Flair, oh. And a bulldog just drops Sasha face first on the mat. And now Charlotte Flair going to the corner once again. Getting fired up, looking to gain momentum, and a huge spear right to Sasha. Spear to the SmackDown Women's Champion. This match is all about the gold, folks. It's all about the SmackDown Women's Championship. And now the people of Portland, the beautiful people of Portland, getting ready in a huge natural selection to Sasha Banks. Natural selection by Flair. Do we have a new SmackDown Women's Champion? Referees counting. Did Sasha kick out? Yes, she did. Sasha able to get the shoulders up, able to kick out of the natural selection, one of Charlotte Flair's signature moves. And now getting Sasha back up, but now Sasha counters, counters, and now a lifting DDT. Drops Charlotte head first right on the mat. And now Sasha Banks looking to capitalize. Going into the corner. And now Sasha Banks looking. Prop Charlotte up on the top rope. What could Sasha be thinking here? Sasha goes up. Grabs her in a huge top rope Hurricane Rana. Right to Charlotte Flair, the competitor, the challenger. And a huge kick right to the back. Sasha Banks looking, getting some momentum now. And now a huge neck breaker. Drops Charlotte Flair neck first. And now Sasha with a huge Hurricane Rana, just dropping Charlotte on the mat. And now a huge double kick right to the back. Sasha Banks putting in the work right now. The Smackdown Women's Champion is on fire here. Can she keep the momentum going? Oh, but Charlotte counters. Charlotte, and takes the leg. Attacking the leg once again. Smart strategy by the Queen, I must say so myself. Smart strategy. And now Charlotte looking, setting up. What could she be thinking here? And now Charlotte with a huge swinging neck breaker. Just dropping the boss. And now a huge knee drop. Shades of her father, Ric Flair. And now taunting once again. And now taunting just like her old man. Charlotte Flair looking to capitalize on the boss. And a huge kick. And now flips over. Another neck breaker. And now Charlotte stalking her prey once again with another huge knee drop right across the face, right across the temple. Just trying to damage. And now going to the top rope, trying to damage the face of the legit boss. And now Charlotte goes to the top. Now Charlotte with a huge moonsault right to Banks. Connects with it. A beautiful moonsault by the Queen. The ref counts. Can she get it? No. Still a kick out once again by the champion. The champion is staying in the fight. These two are brutalizing one another. These two ladies, they want one thing. The Smackdown Women's title is up for grabs. Defeat is not an answer, folks. That's not an option for either of these women. Both of them are going at it for the SD Women's title. And now going back and forth strikes. Back and forth, and now Sasha with a fury of strikes. And now drops Charlotte Flair to her knee. And now Sasha looking to capitalize. And now Sasha, a huge punch right to the face, knocking Charlotte over. And now Sasha Banks, a huge forearm strike. Stumbles, and a huge drop kick. Dropping the Queen. The Queen stumbled a little bit right there. Another punch right to the face. And now drops with a huge face buster. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, what a war right now. These two ladies in war right now, going to battle. Too much pride is at stake here. The title is at stake. Huge dropkick. Charlotte Flair looking to get Sasha back up. And now Charlotte grabs Sasha. And another swinging neck breaker. Working on the neck of Banks. Working on the upper body and the legs. Smart strategy by the Queen. But now the legit boss is in control. Sasha getting the pace back in her control. Pacing herself in this matchup. Smart strategies by the champion and the challenger as well. Sasha off the ropes and a huge drop kick. Using the ropes for leverage there. Adding more damage to the Queen. And now, once again, Sasha Banks with another bankrupt. Drops Charlotte Flair with the bankrupt. And now, but Charlotte getting out of it, countering. But now Sasha with a counter, rake to the eye. And now Charlotte, back and forth action once again, and a huge spear once again. The Queen taking down Sasha. Does Charlotte Flair possibly have Sasha where she wants? Now Charlotte looking to connect with the figure eight. She's going to get it locked in. Charlotte Flair trying to lock in the figure eight. She's getting it in, and yes, she's got it, and it's locked in. The figure eight is locked in. Is Sasha Banks in trouble? Do we have a new Smackdown Women's Champion? Will the legit boss tap out? Is she gonna tap? She's struggling right now. It's locked in tight. The figure eight is locked in. Charlotte Flair, do we have a new Smackdown Women's Champion? Sasha Banks is fighting for her life right now, and Sasha Banks finally looking to get out of it. And yes, Sasha able to desperately get out of the figure eight. And now Sasha Banks looking to capitalize on her own. That had to do some damage to the legs, definitely. But Sasha Banks able to get out of a huge roundhouse kick, taking down the Queen. And now Sasha Banks, a kick right to the gut. Sasha Banks fighting for her life. These two ladies putting everything on the line. And now Charlotte Flair with a huge float over DDT. My goodness. These two ladies putting it all on the line in a huge knee strike. These two ladies destroying one another. All for the SmackDown Women's title. That's what SmackDown is all about, folks. We fight on Friday nights. It's the land of opportunity. And now Charlotte Flair fired up once again. And now Charlotte going to the top rope. What is she thinking here? Charlotte looking, once again looking for the moonsault. But this time Banks gets the knees up. And now Banks possibly looking to capitalize off of that counter. And now Banks with a kick right to the gut. And now a third bankrupt right to Charlotte once again. And now Sasha Banks looking to capitalize. And now punch right to the gut. And now Sasha now looking to get the bank statement. And it's locked in. The bank statement's locked in. Is Charlotte Flair in trouble? Will Charlotte Flair tap? Will the Queen tap? Will the team tap? My bad, ladies and gentlemen. But the legit boss is just destroying Charlotte Flair. Got it locked in tight. A tight grip with the bank statement right now. Will the Queen tap? Will the champion retain right here? The Queen is struggling, but no. The Queen counters now into a pinfall. The ref's counting, and the Queen get it. And Sasha able to luckily kick out. And if Charlotte could have won the title right there, like she could have just snuck by and got it. And now once again, Charlotte once again getting it locked in. Once again the figure eight. The figure eight's locked in once again for the second time. Sasha Banks, could she be fading? Will the champion tap? And yes, this Sasha Banks able to get out of it luckily. And a punch right to the skull. Sasha Banks now getting back to her feet. And now, these two just putting everything on the line. A huge backstabber to Charlotte. And a dragging Charlotte's body right to the middle of the ring. Can the champion win? The champion retains. No! Charlotte Flair kicks out again. The backstabber wasn't enough. The bank statement wasn't enough. The bankrupt wasn't enough. What does Sasha gotta do? What does Charlotte gotta do? These two women, these two ladies have too much pride to lose right now. Charlotte looking to take advantage now. Charlotte with another kick to the gut. Now Charlotte stalking her prey once again. And the Queen with another natural selection to the SmackDown Women's Champion. Do we have a new SmackDown Women's Champion? The referee's counting once again. 2. No! Banks is still alive. The champion is still going. The champion and the challenger are both still going right now. Goodness gracious, what's it gonna take? What's it gonna take to put one of these ladies away? And now once again the third time. The figure eight is applied for the third time. Third time in a row. Sasha Banks is in trouble. Could she be fading? Will the boss tap? Will she submit? Will she give up? The champion fading a little bit. The champion is fighting for her life. Sasha Banks and Charlotte are both fighting for their lives out here. Putting their sweat and tears, everything they got, their wherewithal in this match, going up. And now, it's still locked in very tight. And now Sasha getting out of it once again. Getting out of it for the third time. Now punch right to Charlotte Flair. These two ladies, this is just personal. And now Charlotte Flair, what? Flipping off Sasha. Oh, but a huge headbutt. Flipping off Sasha, just like what happened at Backlash. But Sasha Banks able to cut it off with a huge headbutt and a huge backstabber. The backstabber to Charlotte Flair. Can the champion do it? The referee counts. Can the champion do it? Yes! Sasha Banks retains. The SmackDown Women's Champion retains the championship. The legit boss wins once again. The legit boss ends this historic legendary feud between these two hell of an athletes. These two athletes, these two ladies just destroyed one another. They destroyed each other, but the legit boss comes out on top and is still your SmackDown Women's Champion. And we saw Charlotte Flair flip her off, saying F you, but this time Banks was able to counter and clap back with a huge headbutt right to the mouth, and then would hit a backstabber to retain the title. The title is still in the arms of Banks. Sasha Banks is still the champion. Man, oh man, what a match, what a clinic, and what a lovely way to end this historic feud. What a match, man. Sasha Banks victorious here tonight. And wait a minute, that's the music of Naomi. Naomi is here. What is she doing here? Naomi, Feel the Glow, is here. Is she possibly here to let Sasha feel the glow? Naomi crashing the celebration of Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks just fought in a clinic against Charlotte Flair to end their feud. And now Naomi is out here. Naomi now walking into the ring. What is this, ladies and gentlemen? Naomi possibly looking to be the next challenger to Sasha? What does this mean, ladies and gentlemen? The champion and Naomi face to face. Naomi, of course, has her new gimmick, but what does this mean, ladies and gentlemen? Naomi and Sasha Banks with the stare down for the Smackdown Women's title? Man, what a match and main event, ladies and gentlemen. But coming up next week, we have a huge night of action planned for you, ladies and gentlemen. Quite the amount of matchups coming next week, as Buddy Murphy and Rey Mysterio will finally get the opportunity to get their hands on each other. They've been at each other's throats for weeks, and finally next week, they will go one-on-one in a grudge match. It's Buddy Murphy versus Rey Mysterio. Also, Miz TV returns next week, and a special guest will be there, and his name is Aleister Black, the Intercontinental Champion himself. I wonder what The Miz will have to say to Aleister Black after becoming the #1 contender earlier tonight. Also, high stakes in this matchup, as we have another #1 contenders match next week when the Samoan submission machine Samoa Joe goes up against the prize fighter Kevin Owens. The winner will receive a World Heavyweight Championship match at Vengeance with the World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns. It will be for the championship, who will walk out #1 contender next week. And finally, a colossal main event when the Beast Brock Lesnar takes on the monster among men, Braun Strowman. This is going to be a battle of behemoths. I cannot wait for this one, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a hoss fight. Well, it appears, folks, that Samoa Joe has something to say and something on his mind. Samoa Joe, of course, is one of the competitors that will be facing off to determine the #1 contender for Roman Reigns' World Heavyweight Championship next week on SmackDown. And he'll be going one-on-one with the prize fighter Kevin Owens. But Samoa Joe is coming out here right now, and he does not look happy at all. Like we saw at Backlash, it was a despicable act. Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy were brawling backstage. They were supposed to have a match at Backlash, but it didn't even happen because they would start brawling backstage in the parking lot. They would both end up on top of the production truck, and Samoa Joe would throw Jeff Hardy off the production truck. It was nasty. It was a nasty fall. And last week, Samoa Joe made it clear he's going after Roman Reigns. Joe has made it clear that he's after Roman Reigns and he's after the World Heavyweight title. That's all he wants. That's all he cares about. And he warned people, specifically Kevin Owens last week, about getting involved in his business and his chase to Roman Reigns. Wait a minute, Joe does not want to wait till next week. Joe wants to do this right now. He wants to tangle right now. Joe is calling out Kevin Owens for a fight right now. Joe doesn't want to wait. He's calling out Kevin Owens. And now Joe just waiting and plotting in the distance, just waiting for Kevin Owens' appearance. He really wants to do this right now. And there he is. There's Kevin Owens, and he's sprinting down to the ring. These two are going to beat each other down right now. Are these two really going at it? Yes, they're fighting right now. These two are going at it, Owens and Joe. These two are facing off next week, but neither one of them wants to wait. They both just want to beat the hell out of each other right now. But Joe ducks the super kick and now takes Owens, flips him over. Joe and Owens are going at it. They're about to try and beat the hell out of one another. And now Joe looking to get in the upper hand so far. Joe now with a strike right to the face. Joe continuing, trying to beat down with Kevin Owens counters. Kevin Owens, these two are already beating each other down. These two don't want to wait till next week. Last week, Samoa Joe told Owens, "Don't get in my business," to which Kevin Owens replied that he's Kevin effing Owens. Kevin Owens also delivered a brutal stunner to Roman Reigns last week, but then was confronted by Joe, and now these two are getting physical here tonight right now. This wasn't even supposed to happen. Owens and Joe going straight after each other. Owens getting the upper hand right now. Now brawling with Joe, but Joe counters. Joe back in control. A huge headbutt. Now Joe looking to do some damage. These two are beating the holy hell out of each other. Which one of these guys will become number one contender next week? Goodness gracious. Just a huge boot right to the skull. And now Joe looking, and wait a minute. There's Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the world heavyweight champion, and Jey Uso. Jey Uso, it's the Bloodline. The Bloodline's here. The Bloodline are jumping Joe and Owens. The Bloodline are joining the fight, and now double teaming Joe. Jey Uso and Roman Reigns double teaming Samoa Joe now. And Kevin Owens is outside the ring. And now Roman Reigns out with a huge clothesline. The Bloodline is wreaking havoc. Goodness gracious, the Bloodline is here. The Samoan Bloodline attacking Joe. And now Reigns off the rope and a huge spear. A spear by the World Heavyweight Champion. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Reigns now throws Joe outside the ring. Throw Joe's lifeless body over the top rope. And now Owens looking to get back into it. Owens now striking Jey Uso. Owens, but Jey Uso counters. Jey Uso now, and Reigns once again on the 2-on-1 beatdown. Reigns watching on, and a huge super kick by Jey Uso. My goodness. The Bloodline wreaking havoc, destroying the two contenders for next week. A huge spear by the tribal chief. Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens have been laid out. They've been laid out, ladies and gentlemen. And now Reigns propped Owens in the corner. What is this? Reigns now got Owens trapped. Got his leg. What the hell is Jey Uso? What is he doing? Oh my gosh, holy crap. Oh my gosh. And Uso splash right on the leg of Kevin Owens. On the exposed leg. And Uso splash on the leg of Kevin Owens. While Reigns had him trapped. Kevin Owens is down. Samoa Joe is down. Both the contenders for next week are down. Joe and Owens have been laid out by the Bloodline. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. These two have just wreaked havoc. The World Heavyweight Champion and Jey Uso are left standing. What does this mean, ladies and gentlemen? Good night, we're out of time.